Imagine a universe, right, where you've got these gritty cowboys navigating interstellar highways.
Yeah, like classic space western stuff.
But then they're plasma rifles. They're powered by ancient Eastern magic.
Okay, now that's different. Magic powering the sci-fi tech.
Exactly. And the ultimate treasure isn't just gold or, power, but actual godlike knowledge.
Wow, that raises the stakes considerably.
You get this? The ships they fly have giant robotic arms for hand-to-hand combat in space.
Giant robot arms on spaceships. Okay, that's wild. Sounds like quite a ride.
Doesn't it? Welcome, everyone, to the Toward Stars era.
It's truly a universe unlike, well, pretty much anything else. It blends these familiar space western tropes with something really deeply mystical and unique.
Totally. You think you've seen all sci-fi has to offer, and then Outlaw Star just throws you this curveball.
It really does.
Exactly. And today we're taking a deep dive into the rich, complex, and utterly unique lore of Outlaw Star. It's a cult classic anime, really masterful in blending genres.
And it created this unforgettable space western that, honestly, deserves a fresh look.
For sure. So using the stack of amazing sources you've provided, our mission today is pretty clear. We're going to unpack its foundational history, explore the diverse cast.
Trace that whole journey to its legendary conclusion.
Right, and even peek into its alternate timelines and those unwritten futures. Because this isn't just a story, it's this meticulously crafted universe.
Yeah, layers upon layers that many fans might not even, realize are there.
And for you listening, this deep dive is your shortcut. It's the way to really get why this series holds such a special place for so many people.
We'll be digging into some surprising facts about the world building, and hopefully you'll have those aha moments.
The ones that connect the dots between all those seemingly disparate elements.
And you'll never look at a grappler ship quite the same way again.
I promise you that. Just the concept, ships wrestling in space with mechanical arms. It's pure genius, and we'll definitely get into why.
Certainly memorable.
So let's unpack this cosmic frontier. Let's start right at the beginning with the foundations of the Outlaw Star universe.
Sounds good. Where do we begin?
Well, most space operas, they start with humanity reaching for the stars. It's often presented as a fresh start after maybe struggles on Earth.
Right, a new beginning, the final frontier, all that.
But what's really fascinating about Outlaw Star is that it's Toward Star's era. It isn't a fresh start at all, is it?
No, not in the slightest. That's a key point from our sources. This era is actually a continuation.
A continuation? How so?
It's built upon this deep cyclical history. We're talking societal evolution, collapse, and then rebirth.
So it's not a new age, but more like an age born from the ashes of a previous one.
Exactly, which gives the universe this feeling of being ancient and kind of worn, even with all the advanced tech flying around.
That makes sense. And this Toward Stars era, it was directly preceded by something called the Fixed Star era, right?
That's correct. And this earlier age was actually chronicled in the creator Takehiko Ichi's earlier manga.
Oh, the Uchu Ayu Monogatari.
Future retro hero story, yeah. That manga featured a hero named Juji Goto.
And it's considered the canonical prequel to the whole Outlaw Star saga, so it lays the groundwork.
Absolutely. It provides crucial context. It means the universe we step into isn't some blank slate waiting for heroes.
So the Fixed Star era, it didn't just end quietly.
Far from it. It was obliterated. There was a cataclysmic event known simply as the Breakdown.
The Breakdown sounds ominous. What exactly happened?
Imagine a galaxy-wide collapse. Established systems crumbling, planets ravaged, humanity pushed right to the very brink.
So not just destruction, but a total societal upheaval.
A profound, galaxy-shaking upheaval. It left behind this devastated civilization and essentially forced humanity into a desperate, almost instinctual expansion into the cosmos.
It was the catalyst then, the brutal push they needed to go toward stars.
The ultimate brutal catalyst. Survival depended on it.
Okay, so if the previous era ended in such a massive cataclysm, how did that directly shape the new Toward Stars era? Does it explain that wild, untamed feeling the galaxy has?
Oh, absolutely. It's fundamental. The widespread lawlessness, that frontier feel we really love in Outlaw Star.
Yeah.
It isn't a flaw in the system.
It's an inheritance.
Exactly. This is a civilization literally built on the ruins of a former age, where centralized authority completely and catastrophically failed.
So the freedom of the outlaw, that whole concept.
It's a direct consequence of that collapse. The failure of any grand overarching governance from the past meant people had to be self-reliant.
It was born from necessity, not just like a rebellious choice. You had to be an outlaw or something like it just to survive and maybe even thrive.
Precisely. That sets the stage perfectly for how this new era began its, well, chaotic expansion.
Okay, so the society was primed for chaos. What was the actual spark? The tech breakthrough that allowed interstellar travel in this new era.
Right, the tech. The breakthrough that enabled interstellar civilization actually happened very early on in the Towards Stars era.
And it involved an asteroid.
Yes. Our sources pinpoint an asteroid containing a unique crystalline material, later named a Dragonite. It crashed into the Arashan Desert,
Where's that located?
northern China,
Huh.
which is a significant detail in itself, hinting at the cultural influences.
Interesting. And this Dragonite wasn't just any rock.
No, it was a game changer. Scientific analysis revealed its properties were linked to something called ether.
Ether, like a fundamental energy source, a kind of raw cosmic power.
Exactly. And harnessing this ether powered faster than light travel, FTL.
The Munchausen drive. What a fantastic name. Like, you're lying your way across the galaxy faster than light.
It's evocative, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And the impact was immediate, transformative. This discovery shattered previous travel limitations. Humanity could jump between star systems.
Leading to rapid expansion, setting up colonies everywhere.
Vast colonial networks, almost overnight it seems. And this is the critical part. This expansion completely outpaced the establishment of any real law and order.
There's the chaos again. You can just picture it. The Wild West, but on a galactic scale.
Dusty outposts, shady cantinas on asteroids, every stranger a potential threat.
Yeah.
Or a bounty.
It's a true cosmic frontier. Plasma rifles instead of six-shooters, FTL drives instead of horses. But that same spirit of lawlessness.
Self-reliance, yeah. The new frontier quickly became a breeding ground for piracy, organized crime, general lawlessness. Any hope for stability was immediately under threat.
So did anyone try to impose order? What about the Earth Federation?
They tried. In response to the chaos, the Earth Federation, kind of a supranational government, but maybe not as effective as it sounds, attempted to rein things in.
How?
They established 4 major political and military empires to govern the expanding territory.
Right. These were the USSR.
Which has that clear American feel, yeah.
Einhorn.
With its Germanic influence.
Kyoto.
Distinctly Russian cultural coding there.
And Atempa.
Which has very clear Chinese cultural coding. These were supposed to be the pillars of order.
Supposed to be, but our sources suggest they weren't exactly successful.
Not really, no. Despite this effort, the empires were constantly plagued by internal power struggles, frequent conflicts between themselves.
Creating a fractured political landscape, so centralized authority just remained weak.
Incredibly weak. A state of what the sources call inevitable lawlessness just prevailed, almost like their own squabbles guaranteed it.
And that chaotic environment was perfect
for regional powers. Powerful criminal syndicates like the pirate guilds, think figures like the notorious Lord Hazanko and, of course, independent operators, the outlaws.
Like Gene Starwind and Hot Ice Hilda, they're direct products of this breakdown.
Absolutely. Carving out their niches in a galaxy that couldn't or wouldn't contain them.
Okay, let's quickly map out these factions. Understanding them helps grasp the whole political mess.
Good idea.
First, the Earth Federation. Supranational, but limited direct control. More like a shadow government.
Yeah, often feels more bureaucratic than powerful. Then you have the 4 empires USSA, Einhorn, Piotr, Tenpi each, governing their sectors, theoretically.
Their military arm being the space forces. Tasked with law enforcement, but often clashing with everyone, maybe even each other.
Definitely. Then you have the pirate guilds, huge criminal organizations. Lord Hezenko's Kai pirates are a major player there.
And their goal is simple. Wealth and power, usually through crime.
Right. The Kai pirates are particularly interesting, though. A major syndicate under the Tenpa Empire's sphere, but uniquely distinguished by their use of Tao magic.
Ah, the magic element again.
And they're after the ley line.
They are. And they have their elite assassins, the Anten 7, under Hazanka's direct command. Very formidable.
And finally, our heroes, the outlaws, like Gene and Hilda, independent operators.
Their ideology is radical autonomy. Freedom from all external authority, doesn't matter if it's lawful like the Space Forces or criminal like the guilds.
They operate on the fringes, places like Sentinel-The or Blue Heaven. It's a romanticized view, maybe, but core to the show. It paints a picture of a galaxy that's truly unique, philosophically speaking.
And speaking of unique, Let's talk about that other foundational element that really sets Outlaw Star apart, the Sino-Futurist Core.
Yes, this is crucial.
Huh.
Coexisting with all the high-tech sci-fi is this ancient system of mystical power. Pow magic.
And it's not just window dressing, right? It's fundamental.
Absolutely. It's presented as a fundamental cosmic component, primarily wielded by the Kai pirates under Tenpa's influence, turning them into something far more complex than just space thugs.
It's where the world building really shines, isn't it? That deliberate choice to root key tech and metaphysics in Chinese geography and Taoist cosmology.
It creates that unique Sino-Futurist aesthetic. Think about it. Dragonite discovered in China. Tenpa's influence, the Kai pirates using Tao magic. It's all woven together.
Fusing Eastern mysticism with the American space Western tropes, it really makes it stand out from its contemporaries.
A very bold artistic choice defines the whole series.
And the ultimate expression of this mystical aside, the big prize everyone's chasing, is the Galactic Ley Line.
Jinga no Rimiyaku, Galactic Dragon Vein.
A direct Taoist reference tells you right away this isn't just about science. It's something ancient, spiritual.
Indeed. So what is it? The sources describe it as legendary, semi-mythical, a location whispered to hold immense treasure.
Infinite knowledge.
And even godlike power. It's the ultimate enigma, the one secret that could reshape everything.
So the quest to find and control it isn't just a plot point. It's the central driving force.
Yeah, absolutely. Coveted by every major power. It's the ultimate MacGuffin that pulls everyone into this desperate galaxy-wide race.
Wow. An ultimate prize like that. It would definitely make anyone rethink things. Okay, so we've got the history, the cosmic forces, the magic, the prize. Now let's set the stage for the main the Starwind saga itself. Let's look at the precursors leading up to episode 1.
Right, starting with Gene Starwind's haunted past. This is so key to his character.
Years before the series, he witnesses his father's death during a pirate attack.
A brutal death. And in his final moments, his dad forces young Gene into an escape pod. Saves his life, but...
Leaves him with profound trauma. And that debilitating fear of space we talked about.
It's not just a bad memory. It's a deep-seated phobia. It grounds the whole epic adventure in something very human, very relatable.
And it turns out the McDougal brothers, Ronald and Harry, were responsible for that attack, setting them up as Gene's personal nemesis right away.
Exactly. This trauma shapes Gene, explains his initial reluctance to go anywhere near space. It's his core internal conflict.
So after that tragedy, he ends up on Sentinel-The, a backwater planet far from space travel.
Right, and there he meets Jim Hawking, an 11-year-old prodigy.
The son of the legendary hacker computer wizard.
That's the one. Jim's brilliant, amazing tech skills, sharp mind despite his age, and together they form Starwind and Hawking Enterprises.
A small business, odd jobs, bounty hunting, or just scraping by.
Pretty much a classic odd couple pairing. They become the heart of the series.
But while they're doing odd jobs, something much bigger is happening behind the scenes. A secret project.
A clandestine, multi-factional project. Remember the Kai pirates, the Cow magic users?
Yeah.
They discovered ancient genetic engineering data, found it in ruins called the Grave of the Dragon.
Not just old tech, but something really advanced, maybe even spiritual.
Seems like it. They commissioned Professor Nguyen Khan, brilliant scientist, but morally ambiguous.
To decode this data. And this resulted in Melfina.
Yes, a unique bioandroid designed for one singular purpose.
Which was tied to a ship.
Exactly. Concurrently, a highly advanced prototype Grappler ship, the XGP-15A3, was being developed.
Through some unstable collaboration, pirates and government elements working together secretly.
A very unstable alliance, all vying for control of the ultimate prize, the Ley Line.
And this is where it gets crucial. Melfina was inextricably linked to the XGP.
She's the only being capable of interfacing with its navigation system, not just piloting it, but actually locating the Galactic Ley Line.
So they're not just plot devices. They're the living, breathing, mechanical results of this failed high-stakes alliance.
Pretty much. And according to our sources, the collapse of this secret project, the theft of Melfina and the XGP, it basically sparked a galactic Cold War.
And the entire Outlaw Star series is the fallout. The scramble for the ley line after this project blew up.
That seems to be the case. It raises the stakes enormously right from the start.
Now, to flesh out the universe even more, there was the Angel Links incident, right? The spin-off series?
Yes, Angel Links, 13 episodes, chronologically set a few years before the main Outlaw Star story. a great companion piece.
And it's important for world building because it introduces Ley Mifon.
Right, a capable 16-year-old head of this well-funded pro bono security agency. They protect civilian transports from pirates.
So this introduces a fourth major type of entity, beyond government, pirates, and outlaws. A lawful, non-governmental private security force.
Exactly, operating on a large scale. It adds another fascinating layer to the power dynamics. Complicates that simple tripartite conflict we discussed.
Shows a more politically diverse universe, more shades of gray.
And Angel Lynx has direct connections too. Valeria Vertone and Deuce Delax-Rex, they're Mifon's crewmates.
And they later show up in Outlaw Star episode 16, linking the narratives.
Plus, Fred Luo makes a cameo in the first episode of Angel Lynx,
Foreshadowing his role later, and another character looks like Iris the waitress from Sentinel-The.
Little details like that, yeah. And the series is mostly set in the Eurasian star system,
which is where the Outlaw Star crew heads at the very end of their series. Nice bit of continuity.
All these threads, they converge, leading right to the catalyst for the whole show. Hot Ice, Hilda's heist.
She is this infamous outlaw, known for being cunning, deadly.
And she pulls off something incredible. She infiltrates the key pirates' operations, highly guarded.
And steals both the prototype XGP-15A2 and the suitcase with the dormant Melfina. The audacity.
Incredible, right? With the pirates absolutely furious and in hot pursuit, Hilda flees. She needs a remote place, capable locals to help her escape.
Which leads her straight to
Sentinel-The, setting the stage for her fateful, violent, life-changing encounter with Gene Starwind and Jim Hawking.
That heist isn't just a plot point. It's the fuse that ignites the entire series. Catapults Gene and Jim into this galactic mess.
And with that, the stage is fully set. The 26-episode anime gives us the most complete, widely accepted version of the story.
Okay, let's dive into the Outlaw Star incident proper, following the anime canon. Part 1, The Inheritance on Sentinel-The and a Fiery Escape. Episodes 1 to 4.
It kicks off right there on Sentinel-The. Gene and Jim get hired by this mysterious woman, calls herself Rachel Sweet.
Just a bodyguard job, seems simple enough.
But nope. She's quickly revealed as Hot Ice Hilda, on the run, carrying that crucial cargo.
And things go sideways fast. A violent skirmish turns their lives, their business, completely upside down.
Hilda basically coerces them, forces Gene and Jim to help her secure that suitcase with Melfina inside. Their quiet life is over.
They make a run for it, heading to Blue Heaven, that lawless asteroid saloon.
Yeah, classic outlaw haven. But they're already being hunted. Agents for the McDougal brothers are on their tail, also after Melfina and the ship.
And they run into Aisha Clanklin, too, the Tarl officer.
Briefly, yeah. A chaotic confrontation that just adds to the desperate escape.
They finally reach the asteroid Farfallas. That's where the XGP is hidden.
Yes, waiting for its pilot. The Kai pirates are closing in fast. Melfina interfaces with the ship, revealing her purpose.
And this forces Gene. He has to confront that deep-seated fear of space, the trauma.
He has to overcome it right then and there. Pilot them to safety. It's this moment of raw courage born from sheer desperation, facing his demons head-on.
And then Hilda, her final act.
A truly poignant moment of mentorship and sacrifice. She flies her own ship as a decoy, draws the pirates' fire so the others can escape.
She and the Kai pirate commander are consumed by a star's gravity well, a fiery end.
A very fitting, if tragic, end for Hot Ice Hilda. And in her honor, Gene christens their new ship.
The Outlaw Star.
Yeah.
A powerful start. Sets their mission, their identity, born from sacrifice.
Which leads us right into part 2. Assembling the crew. Episodes 5 through 9.
Okay, so they have the galaxy's most advanced ship, the Outlaw Star. They head back to Blue Heaven for repairs, registration.
They're officially on the galactic stage now. And who do they bump into again?
Aisha Clanklin. Still stuck on Blue Heaven, demoted after failing to catch them earlier.
Her pride's wounded, career's on the line. After another confrontation, she winds up joining the crew.
But her motive is different, right? She wants to use their quest for the ley line to restore her honor.
Exactly. The crew's coming together, but for very different, sometimes conflicting reasons. A real band of misfits.
Then they need money, munitions. Back to Sentinel-The to see Fred Luo.
The wealthy, eccentric, flamboyant arms dealer, always looking for an angle.
He agrees to help, but there's a catch. Gene has to be his bodyguard.
Against a deadly assassin known as Twilight Suzuka. She has a contract on Fred.
Gene fights her, defeats her, but spares her life. Sees something more in her.
A crucial decision. Because later, while the Outlaw Star is grounded for upgrades, a key pirate assassin attacks Melfina.
Tries to get her back.
Yeah, but Suzuka witnesses it. She intervenes, takes out the pirate with her blade.
And then she offers her services, cites a personal grudge against the Syndicate.
Exactly. So with Aisha and now Suzuka joining Gene, Jim, and Melfina, the core crew is almost complete. A truly motley, but very formidable group.
And there's that moment where Gene gets poisoned.
Right, in a separate fight. Just another Tuesday for an outlaw, I guess. But Melfina,
Her unique ability comes into play. She uses the ship's navigation chamber.
which is directly linked to her biology. She uses it to purge the toxins from Gene's body. Highlights her vital role, that mysterious connection to the ship.
So, with the crew assembled, functional, a cohesive unit finally.
They successfully fight off a major assault by key pirate Grappler Ships, cementing their identity as the Outlaw Star crew, ready to face the galaxy.
Okay, part 3. The journey across the frontier, episodes 10 to 23. This is where the structure shifts a bit, more episodic.
Yeah, it focuses on their adventures, taking jobs, bounties, races, you name it, partly to cover the ship's enormous maintenance costs.
Gotta pay the bills, even in space.
Exactly. And while doing that, they're constantly searching for clues about the Galactic Ley Line's location.
But these episodes, even if they don't always push the main plot forward linearly, they're crucial for character development.
Absolutely vital. This is where they transform from disparate individuals, each with their own issues, into a genuine found family
Building those bonds, the trust, the loyalty.
that become absolutely critical for the finale. Prepares them for the ultimate challenges ahead.
You see these bonds grow through key events, like the Haifeng space race. Episodes 10-12.
Sponsored by Fred Luo, of course. A grueling, high-stakes race through dangerous asteroid fields.
They're competing for prize money, but also gathering intel on the McDougal brothers' ship, the El Dorado.
Right. And it's during this arc that Aisha's place is really solidified. Plus, Gene has his first big confrontation with Harry McDougal.
And Harry shows that unsettling interest in Melfina.
Creepy. Very unsettling. It adds another layer of threat.
And there's that light novel, too. Unkai no El Dorado. Fits in here chronologically.
El Dorado, covered with clouds.
Yeah.
Japan exclusive, details them hunting a serial killer, Billy McLaughlin, for a bounty.
Shows more of their life on the fringes, the kind of dangers they face regularly.
But the most significant lore-building event in this whole section is definitely episode 23, Hot Springs Planet Tenrei.
Ah, the infamous censored episode. Such a shame it was cut from the original U.S. broadcast because it's indispensable lore-wise.
Totally. It completely redefines our understanding of Outlaw Star's world.
On Tenrei, Gene meets these 3 ancient wizards, last practitioners of a forgotten magic.
And they're characters from the prequel manga Uchiwayu Monogatari, which is a neat tie-in.
And they reveal something huge about Gene's caster gun, changing everything we thought we knew about the tech-magic blend.
The bombshell reveal. We've seen Gene use those caster shells all series, thinking they're just advanced sci-fi ammo.
Right. Cool, powerful bullets.
But the wizards tell him, they're not science. They're pure magic.
Magic.
They're created by drawing a finite energy source called mana directly from a planet, then imbued with specific magical intent.
So Gene, the space cowboy, has been unknowingly wielding ancient magic this whole time. He's basically a wizard with a gun.
Pretty much. It's a genius twist. Completely reframes his abilities and the universe's rules.
So he's one of the last wielders of this rare, dying magic. That adds a whole layer of poignancy to his character.
Absolutely. And it's bittersweet, because mana is dwindling across the galaxy. The art of making caster shells is dying out.
Fading into legend.
So the wizards, seeing Gene's role, create 3 final, incredibly powerful shells for him, knowing they might be the last ever made.
Wow, he's like a mythological figure hiding in plain sight, a keeper of lost magic.
It deepens his character immensely, which leads us to the finale.
Part 4. The race to the Galactic Ley Line and its resolution. Episodes 24-26. The climax. Everyone converges on the ley line.
All the major players, the Outlaw Star crew, the McDougal brothers with Professor Khan in tow, and the Anten 7 led by the terrifying Lord Azanko.
The final showdown for the ultimate prize.
And the ley line itself. It's not just a place, is it? It manifests as this surreal, reality-bending dimension.
Yeah, a truly spectacular, mind-bending setting. Challenges their perceptions, even physics itself. Forces them to confront existence.
And inside this bizarre realm, we get these ultimate choices, these profound sacrifices.
Like Harry McDougal. Surprisingly, he sacrifices his physical body to protect Melfina from Hazanko.
Yeah, though a digital copy of his consciousness helps his brother Ronald escape. A strange redemption arc, maybe.
And Professor Khan, the amoral scientist, he gets his wish.
achieves his lifelong goal of omniscience, willingly integrates his mind with the ley line's infinite data repository, sacrifices his individuality for ultimate knowledge.
Becomes one with the data stream. Wow.
Meanwhile, Lord Hizanko uses the ley line's power to become godlike, warps reality to his will. Pure power corrupts.
But he's ultimately defeated. Not by raw power, but by the crew working together.
By the combined strength and willpower of the entire Outlaw Star crew. Unity, courage, humanity overcoming unrestrained cosmic might. It's a powerful message.
And at the very heart of it all, Melfina's true purpose is revealed. She's the biological key, the maiden designed to access its power.
Yes, but Gene, faced with that temptation, infinite power, he rejects it.
He chooses love instead, confesses his feelings for Melfina.
And uses his one wish simply for them to be together forever. Not for power, just connection.
That act of love frees her from her programming, gives her real free will.
Exactly. A profoundly human choice that defines the series' core values. So after all that,
the conflict's resolved. The crew briefly splits up, but they reunite pretty quickly. Their bonds are stronger than ever.
Solidified by everything they went through. And they set a course for new adventures in the Eurasian system. A fresh start built on real connection.
A beautiful, almost subversive ending to such a wild, action-packed ride.
Now, while the anime gives us that definitive, complete story most fans know and love, it's really important to touch on the alternate paths and the unwritten futures.
Right, because they shed even more light on the Outlaw Star universe and the creator's original ideas.
First up, the manga continuity. It's a darker and ultimately unfinished vision.
The original manga ran from 96 to 99, and it's fundamentally different from the anime, not just tweaks.
Oh, radically different. While the core idea seeking the ley line is the same, the plot, the characters, the whole tone, it diverges sharply.
It's a great example of adaptation changing things. Sunrise, the studio, deliberately shifted it.
Yeah, they transformed it from a darker, more cynical Seinen story aimed at older guys, more grit, less idealism, into the more adventurous, optimistic, found family epic we got.
Aimed at a broader audience. And the differences are striking, showing just how much changed. Let's talk Hilda.
Okay, Hilda in the anime. Tragic mentor, heroic sacrifice, big impact.
Hilda in the manga.
Completely different. Sources say she's far more antagonistic, emotionally unstable, obsessive even.
And she blows off Gene's arm in a rage.
Yes, which then leads Gene to kill her with a bomb.
What? That is a world away from the anime, totally changes the emotional core, Gene's journey, everything.
Exactly. And the crew forms differently, too. In the manga, Gene and Jim are alone for much longer, really emphasizes their isolation.
Aisha and Suzuka only join near the very end.
Right. And their backstories and characterizations differ, too. Gene actually knew Suzuka beforehand. And Aisha isn't the comic relief powerhouse.
She's depicted as a competent master spy, much more serious.
Yeah, calculating. And because of that fight with Hilda, Gene actually loses an arm in the manga, a permanent physical reminder.
And the manga just stopped before reaching a conclusion.
Unfortunately, yes. Discontinued before resolving the ley line quest, which makes the 26-episode anime the definitive, complete narrative for most people.
Gives us two very different takes on the same core idea, though. Fascinating.
And beyond the manga, there was that glimpse of an unwritten future. Outlaw Star 2? Sword of Wind.
An OVA sequel that was planned but never made, conceived by Itu himself.
That's right, a single episode planned. But sources say it got shelved due to, well, limited popularity in Japan at the time. Funding wasn't there.
And scheduling conflicts, too. Always a shame when these cool ideas don't happen. What was the plot?
It was set 3 years after the anime. And it started with a huge status quo change. Gene and Jim had fallen out. Starwind and Hawking Enterprises was disbanded.
No. After everything they went through, that really challenges the found family ending.
A major twist. The plot would have unfolded in the Pyotr Empire's territory and the Eurasian system, following up on the anime's final scene.
Gene, estranged from Jim, gets enlisted by a Russian scientist, Dr. Sputnik, to pilot a new ship, the Sword of Wind.
Sounds like a new adventure, yeah, but with this underlying sadness, this unresolved conflict between the core duo.
But the mission would have brought them back together, forced them to confront their issues.
That seems to have been the plan. Reunite Gene and Jim. And Jim apparently had a new love interest too, Sputnik's daughter. Adds another layer.
So the creators intended to challenge that found family dynamic, explore more mature themes.
It definitely suggests that.
Mm.
Themes about relationships fraying, finding new purpose after the big quest, the bittersweet reality of growing up.
Implying a more complex, maybe poignant, long-term arc was planned, testing those bonds forged in fire.
Really makes you wonder what kind of stories Sword of Wind would have been. What happens after the happily ever after?
Exploring the aftermath. What happens when the adventure's over but life goes on? A fascinating what if. So we've covered the history, the factions, the quest, the alternate takes. What makes Outlaw Star stick around? What's its enduring legacy?
I think it boils down to its core themes and that masterful genre blending.
At its heart, it champions the journey over the destination, right?
Absolutely. That whole galaxy-spanning quest for the ley line, for godlike power, it's really just a crucible for the characters.
The real treasure they find isn't the power or the knowledge.
It's the personal growth, the connections they make, that sense of belonging they finally find with each other.
You see it in every character arc. Gene confronts his past, learns to trust. Melfina finds her humanity, her capacity for love.
Jim matures into this capable young man. Aisha finds a surrogate family. Even Suzuka, the lone assassin, finds companionship.
Their individual journeys are the real treasure. Beautifully put.
And then there's that outlaw philosophy. The clash between the rigid, often corrupt hierarchies, space forces, pirate guilds, and the outlaw way.
Between structure and radical freedom.
And outlaw here means more than just criminal. It's this commitment to radical autonomy, rejecting all external authority, good or bad.
Living by your own code, charting your own course, even if it makes you an outcast.
That romanticized, Americana-infused idea of the rugged individualist, it's central to the show's identity, to Gene's whole code.
Embracing freedom, for better or worse.
And maybe the most distinctive feature, the key to its legacy, is that seamless blending of genres.
It's fundamentally a space western. Frontier planets, saloons, gunslingers.
But layered with hard sci-fi. Bioandroids, cybernetics, FTL mechanics, and then ancient mysticism, Tao magic, the spiritual ley line, those mana-powered caster shells.
All wrapped in that unique Sino-Futurist aesthetic gives it such a distinct feel.
And this fusion isn't just abstract, it's physically manifested in the tech. Those Grappler ships.
Spaceships with giant robot arms for melee combat. It's ridiculous and brilliant all at once.
Totally unique to Outlaw Star. And Gene's caster guns firing magic shells.
This creative mix results in a universe that feels familiar in its tropes, yet uniquely imaginative in how it puts them together.
Cementing its status as this perfect time capsule of that experimental energy you saw in late 90s anime.
It really broke new ground and still resonates today. Wow, okay, what a trip through the Outlaw Star universe. We've covered the chaotic history of the Toward Stars era, the factions, the crew's epic quest.
Traced their personal journeys intertwined with that hunt for the Galactic Ley Line.
Explored that unique blend of sci-fi, Western mysticism, even peeked at the manga differences in that unwritten sequel.
We've really tried to unpack why Outlaw Star remains such a beloved, unique piece of animation history.
Definitely. So as we wrap up, here's a final thought for you, our listener, to chew on.
Let's hear it.
In a galaxy where tech and magic coexist, where ultimate power is within reach, Outlaw Star really asks us, what defines freedom? What defines purpose? Think about Gene's choice at the ley line, rejecting infinite power for simple connection. If you were faced with that, what would your one wish be?
That's a tough one. Power versus connection.
Or what does that radical autonomy of the outlaw truly mean? When you reject all authority, good and bad, and you're just left to forge your own path, what are the consequences?
These questions definitely stick with you long after the credits roll. They resonate beyond just the show.
Absolutely. So whether you're a longtime fan revisiting Gene and the crew, or you're totally new to this wild universe,
we hope this deep dive encourages you to check out or re-experience Outlaw Star with maybe a fresh perspective.
appreciating its incredible world building and those timeless themes.
It really holds up.
It really does. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the cosmic frontier of Outlaw Star.